Hi students, welcome to the another new topic of our 7th class science, that is reflection of light, that is ninth lesson. I hope you understood all the previous videos and all. Now let's see what is the phenomenon of reflection of light and how it is helpful in our daily life. These all how the images are going to form. This all are our agenda of our lessons. Lesson. Before going to see the actual theme of the lesson, we'll define what is light is. Okay. We define what is light is. Okay. See, light, whenever we switch on, the light will glow. The device what we are using, it's not light. Whenever we switch on, the energy which is emitted from that light is emitted from that bulb can be considered as light. Okay? That is, light is a form of energy. What is light? Light is a form of energy. Okay. Now, how important the light is in our life? Imagine a day without light, or imagine some hours without a light. Can we able to see the objects which are around us? No. Can we able to go from one place to another place without light? No. We can't do anything if the light is absent. If the energy, that light energy is absent, we can't do any work in our life. Okay? That means light plays an important role in our life, which makes us enable to do all the works and to see all the objects around us. And it is abundantly available in the daytime. It is abundantly available from our natural resource, sun. Okay, as sun rays, or the sun in the form of heat energy is going to supply our light to us, which makes the vision of all the objects which are present around us, and that vision makes us to do all our day-to-day activities. Okay. Now, as much as important, that much important his role is playing, and the light is playing this much important role. Now, what are the properties of light? That is the next segment that we are going to discuss. What are the properties of light? Okay. Whenever we are going to talk about the properties, actually there is only one property that I am making into two, so that you can able to remember it for a long time and it is easy to remember. The first one is light travels. In straight path. What is the first property of light? Light always tends to travel in a straight path. See, if you switch on the light, if you switch on a torch light, the light ray which is projected, or the light ray which is emitted from the torch light, will it go in a straight path, or after going sometimes will it take the diversion? No, it will not take any diversion, right? If you switch on the torch light, the light ray which is emitted from the torch light is going to travel in a straight path itself. Okay, it will travel in a straight direction, straight path. Okay, that is one property you have to keep in mind. And light always, as it is traveling in a straight path, light always selects the shortest path. Light always selects the shortest path. See, actually, being it is traveling in a straight path, that means in turn it is selecting the straight path. For example, if you go from this point A to point B, suppose I want to reach from point A to point B. I am going here and coming to here. I am going this way and this way and this way and coming to here. Where I am going in the straight path. Which is the shortest path? Is this, or is this one is the shortest, or from direct straight path is the shortest from A to B? Straight path, right? The same way, as the light is traveling in a straight path, that internally helps, that in turn helps in the second property, that the light always selects the shortest path. These are the two major properties that you have to keep in mind while studying about light. See, light is a form of energy which enables us to view all the objects or all our surroundings. It enables to view all the surroundings and objects around us. Okay? And what are the properties of this? Light travels in a straight path. Light always selects the shortest path. Okay? These are the two major properties that you have to keep in mind. Now, how much important key role is playing this light, the form of light is going to play an important role. How much important role it is going to play, that's what we are going to understand. Okay, before going to see how much important role it is playing, in our sixth class, light, shadows and images discussion, we had a discussion that, Arjun, this is a, in our sixth class we had a discussion to see these properties. We had a discussion of pinhole camera, and whenever we are able to, what is the proof of light traveling in a straight path? We did a pinhole camera experiment. Whenever we are focusing towards a long object, it is getting inverted because light is traveling from the top. It is traveling the shortest, is traveling in the straight path and reaching to the bottom, and from the bottom it is traveling from the straight path and reaching to the top, where the image of the tree is getting inverted. What is the evidence that we have did in our sixth class? Is making of the pinhole camera and capturing some large image, some building or a tree of the long distance image by that pinhole camera. I hope you remember that activity. That activity enable or is the main evidence of obeying the laws, of obeying the properties of light. Okay. Next we have a small reading understanding session which has been here in page number 82. In 6th chapter you saw how shadows are formed, that we have discussed. You observe that the shape of the shadow changes according to the position of the source of light and position of the object. You drew shadows of some objects, and you noticed that the ray of light travels in a straight line. That is, the ray of light is traveling in a straight line by observing on the shape of the shadow. Now you come to know that when the light falls on an object, it will be reflected by the surface of the object, and if the reflected light reaches our eye, we can see the object. Before going to see that para, we will see what is the phenomenon of reflection is. What is called as reflection. Okay, that we will understand, so that what is that stanza, that we are able to understand even more better. Next I am talking about reflection. See, reflection is bouncing back of light. Okay. Reflection can be considered, in short, that is bouncing back of light can be considered as reflection. That is, the light ray which is coming from a source of light like torchlight or anything, torchlight, tube light, or any general bulb or anything, and the light ray is coming and hitting any reflecting surface. If it is hitting the surface and it bounces back, okay, that phenomena of bouncing back of light after hitting to a surface, that phenomena is called reflection. Okay, see how does happens. This is the light ray which is coming, the light ray which is coming from a source of light, a ray which is coming, a light ray. This, what is the special name of that light ray? That all I will tell you. This is the light ray which is coming from a source, some source and coming, and if it is hitting any surface, after hitting, will it go inside like that? Not so. What happens after hitting the surface? It bounces back. It selects the another path. After hitting this, it is going to select the another path to travel. Okay. As there is some obstacle, it is going to, the surface is acting like an obstacle. After hitting the surface, again the part of the direction of the path in which the light ray is traveling, it is going to change. This ray, after hitting, as it is bouncing to, okay, the phenomena of bouncing back are not exactly straight, it's bouncing exactly back. It's the phenomena of bouncing, okay, that is called as it is bouncing to some, is changing its path to some other path. This phenomenon, this total phenomena is called as reflection. This total phenomena we can consider as reflection. Okay, the light ray which is coming from the source, a light ray which is coming from the source, after hitting to the surface, it is changing its direction of its path and direction of its journey, and it is traveling in another way. Okay, the direction of the way its journey and it is going another way. This path, this total coming and hitting and moving to the another way, another path is called as reflection. This total phenomena is considered as reflection of light. Okay, now we will see where does this reflection, the phenomena of reflection is going to take place. Before going to see where do this reflection is going to take place, we have some activity to do. Okay, in this class we try to learn more about the reflection of light. Okay, we'll see before going to go with the further explanation. We have one small questionnaire that what we have to answer by doing that activity 1. We have to get that answer. Will you be able to see your image in the mirror if the mirror in front of you is in a dark room? Okay, suppose if in the night you stand in front of a mirror, it's night, there is no lights at all, totally it is dark, power of electric power has gone, and you are standing in front of a mirror. Okay, if while you are standing in front of a mirror, if the electric power has gone and it is become total dark room, will we be able to see our image in the mirror? No, we will not be able to see, right? Because the phenomena of reflection is absent. Why that happens? Let's try to understand. Okay, let's do an activity. That is, let us do one as activity 1. This can be considered as activity. In some higher classes, that let us do 1 is considered as activity also. Activity 1 we are going to take. Now, point a torch toward the mirror so that its light falls on the mirror which you hold up as shown in the figure number 1 and try to see your image in the mirror. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to hold a mirror in our hands and we have to stand in front of the mirror. We have to stand in front of the mirror and we have to hold a torch and we have to point this torch light towards the mirror. And now whenever we are pointing the torch towards the mirror in the dark room, we will able to see our image. We will able to see our image in the mirror. Okay. This is one case, case 1. Case 1 is torch is pointing towards the mirror. Case 1 is what? The torch is pointing towards the mirror. Case 1. Now case 2, what you do? Same, select the mirror, what we have selected here. Select a mirror and stand in front of the mirror and point the torch light towards us. Okay, now also we are able to see the mirror. See the image of us in the mirror. First case, this is the case 2. Case 1, we are pointing the torch towards the mirror and we are able to see our image in the mirror. In case 2, we are pointing the torch towards us, switching on the torch towards us, and at that case also we are able to see our image in the mirror. We notice, okay, what do we notice? We notice that the image is not so clear when we are torching. The image of us is not so clear when we are pointing the torch towards the mirror. It's not so much clear image. We will get a blur image. See, that's what it is given. A dim image we are going to see. Here, where in the second case, whenever they are torching towards us, we are able to see a clear. We will able to see a clear image. Okay. By this, what we can, after this conducting this activity, we have a difference. We have noticed a difference between the touching of the light and light getting reflecting towards us, and our image is being observed in the mirror and directly pointing the reflected ray towards, pointing the torch towards us and finding the image in ourselves. Okay. That is what in the first case, figure number 1 shows that as the first case. Try to see your image in the mirror. Now second case, then turn the torch towards your face as shown in the figure number 1b and see your image in the mirror. In which case is your image is clear. In which case either pointing towards the mirror or torch pointing towards us. In which case our image is clear. Let's see. You will find that when the torch light is focused on the face, you can see your image clearly. Okay. And the second case, when the torch light is pointing towards on our face, when the torch light is focusing on our face, we are able to see our image clearly. You also notice that when the torch light is focused on the mirror, you find a dim image of your face in the mirror. Why does this happen so? Okay, why there is a difference of this? That's what we will learn. We will come to an answer. We will get an answer in this lesson. Before this, I hope you understood this. Okay, when the torch light is focusing towards the mirror, we are getting a dim image. When we are focusing towards our face, we are going to get a clear image of us in the mirror. Why this difference is going to occur, that we will discuss in the last of the lesson. We will come back to this again. Now, where does this phenomena of reflection is going to take place? How this phenomena of reflection is going to help us in our daily life? Okay, that's what we are going to discuss. See, if there is no reflection would have been present, what is going to happen, and if there is no reflection would have been present, and how this reflection is going to help us in our daily life. That's what we are going to see now. Suppose assume it is a dark room. I'm just helping you to understand where this phenomena of reflection is working in our daily life. A very important discussion. This will make you to understand the flavor of this example, makes you to understand the flavor of what is the reflection is and where does it work. Okay. Assume I have a table here. In the middle of the room I have a table. Of course, don't concern about the diagrams, I am not so good as you. And I have some book, otherwise I have some flower pot or some pot which is with some flowers and all is there on some. Okay. Now I have a light here where I can draw the light. Suppose here I have a light. And I'm going to stand at this point, suppose, or you are standing at this point. Okay, this is the situation which I am going to draw. I am just going to explain what is going to happen. Not only this, I have a fan. Assume I have a fan here, for example. This is, and I have few objects also here. Few objects I have some nearby. I have some photo frame or something else. Here I have some photo frame. I have a window here. Otherwise, I have a window here. I have a window at this point of the room, and the room I'm going to stand at this point. Where I have a light, and so this is the setup what I have. See, this example I am taking because to make you to understand where does this reflection phenomena is going to work. Okay, assume it is night, very night or dark night. When I am entering, there is no power in this room. I didn't switch on this light in this room. When I enter in this room, as it is a dark night, when I enter into this room, am I able to see? Will I, or if you enter into the room, will you be able to see? And this window is being closed with some curtain and something else, so the light ray is not entering from any other side. Will you able, if there is no light ray is coming from the window which is reaching to inside this room, will I able to see this flower pot which is being kept on the table or table, fan, this light itself, will I able to see? I will not able to see because there is no light. There is no light is being here where there is no light and there is no phenomena of reflection working here to make that enable to see these all objects. Now what happens if I switch on the light? If you switch on the light, what happens? All rays from this light will be emitted. So many light rays will be emitted which are reaching to the various corners of the room. Try to understand. Which are reached to the various corners of the room. Very important discussion it is. Isn't it? It's reaching to the various corners of the room. Now when the light is going to fall on this flower pot, it's going to it's going to reflect. And if the reflected ray is reaching to your eye, the light ray is coming and hitting this flower, and the reflected ray is reaching to our eye. Then we will able to see this flower. If the ray is coming and hitting to this table, all the position and is reaching to this, and they are bouncing back, reflecting the ray which is coming here and hitting this table and reflecting and reaching to my eye, I am able to see this table. And hitting this and hitting the fan and reaching to my eye, I am able to see this. And hitting to the wall and again coming and hitting to this and reaching to my eye, I am able to see this. Okay, that is, I am hitting this curtain which is present here on near the curtain, near the window, that curtain also I am able to see. If you switch off, the light will not travel and it is not going to hit this flower and it is not going to reflect. That's why I am not able to see the object. I hope you understood. That is, when the light ray is coming from an object, any source, in this case this bulb, and hitting any object and reflected ray is reaching to our eye, the image of that light or image of the flower or image of the table is going to form in our eye, so that we are able to sense the presence of object in that room. Okay, what happens if we won't have the light? Okay, if you won't switch on this bulb, there is no light source will be there, and that light ray will not come and hit here, where it will not reflect and we will not able to see the objects which are present in that room. That is, whenever we are switching on the light, all light rays which are emitted from the light will travel to the different sources, and one of the ray will hit to the object and reflects and reaches to so many lights are coming and so many reflected rays will be. As there are so many incident rays, there will be so many reflected rays. Any one of the ray which is coming and reaching to our eye, we are able to see that respective flower when the light is on. Understood? That means light comes and hits, reflects and reaches eye, we are able to see the object. Suppose if I switch on and if I have a big curtain or a cardboard which I kept, this is a flower pot and big, suppose assuming this as a cardboard, this flower pot, this is the cardboard I kept, I am standing here, light coming and falling here, light coming and falling on the flower, and it is reflecting, but where it is not reaching to my eye, because there is abstracting. This cardboard is like acting like an abstracting, where the reflected ray is not reaching to my eye. At that time also, I will not able to see that object. That is, without reflection phenomena, without the phenomena of reflection of light, we will not able to see the object around us. Now, someday, if it is a daytime, suppose, if it is daytime, even though if you won't switch on the light, due to the sun rays, due to the sun present at the outside, we will able to see all the objects which are there in the room. Even though the light ray which is not coming directly, it might be hitting some place and it is reaching from this, if the curtain is open, it might be reaching inside the wall and hitting this, and again hitting this flower pot, and again the reflected ray is reaching to our eye, so that we are able to see that. Might be it is coming directly, the ray which is coming directly and hitting the rays, sun rays which might be coming from this window and directly hitting this table and reaching to our eye, makes enable of viewing this table by us. Understand? Okay? That means if directly sun rays are also not going to fall, if direct sun rays are going to fall, okay, from this window. If direct sun rays are also not going to fall, due to multiple reflection, it hits some surface, again hits this place, again entering from this window, again hitting this floor, again it is hitting this flower and reaching to my eye. Due to the multiple reflection, even though it is not coming directly, sun rays are not coming direct, not falling directly, due to the multiple reflection, any one of the light source is entering into the room, that is going to be diverted towards all the direction, and one of the light ray incidents is going to incidence or hit any object which is present in the room, that reflected ray, if it reaches to our eye, we will able to see the objects which are present in the room. That means simple. The phenomena of reflection makes makes the visibility of the objects around us. If the phenomena of reflection wouldn't have been there, suppose if the light is going to fall and hit the table or hit our bench, what you are sitting, if it is not reaching to my eye, I will not able to see the bench. Or if the light ray is coming from the sun rays due to the multiple reflection, and if it is not hitting you, and if the reflected rays are not reaching to my eye, I am not able to see all of you. Okay, that means the reflection, the phenomena of reflection is playing an important role to perform day-to-day activities in our life. I hope you understood this situation, very important. We'll extend our discussion by learning what are the terms which are related to the reflection, and we'll see some more examples which will help us to understand where does this phenomena of reflection is going to work in our life, and what are the terms associated to reflection, the phenomena of reflection, and what are the reflection. We have so many experiments and all that what we are going to perform. I hope you understood this session. Thank you very much.